All right, what's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. Shout out to Roger Report. Like I said, there's a lot. He's starting to get some really good traction as far as people see. That's another spot that folks can be at, and I'm definitely happy to see that. Here he's got an entertainment channel. I'll definitely probably check that out because I definitely have my opinions on some of the entertainment stuff that goes on. And so, anyway, let's jump right into it because I'm actually waiting for somebody real quick. I'm tired of you niggas in this high value shit. I'm just gonna, one of the issues with me being in the manosphere as long as I have is you start to see patterns and shit just comes back and forth. And I understand that because you have new people coming in, but at the end of the day, man, we got to do a better job at kind of getting people updated because I get tired. BGS said it. He was talking about this constant, tearing down of the manosphere to rebuild the shit back up and real fucking talk. Yeah, appreciate that fast attack. I'm tired. I'm not so much tired, but I'm just annoyed. And I'm really and especially me knowing what it is and where it's coming from. I already know what it is. Black men have always had a problem. Like I said it before. When it comes to us playing sports, whether it's football, basketball, whatever, pick a sport, black men have no problem assigning people in their proper roles. They have no problem being meritocratic with a meritocracy. Doesn't matter if you're CEO, doesn't matter if you homeless. When you on that court, it's about what the skill on that court is when people are doing pickup. What your skill is, how tall you are, your performance, shit, all that. What folks need to win the game. But when it comes to business, it's interesting how black men just completely lose their ability to operate as a team. All this other shit comes into play. And it's amazing how it would sound insane and fucking stupid for black men to bring sexuality into a basketball game. Even when a bitch is there, at the end of the day, your goal is to win the game. And at the end of the day, none of that matters. And when I say sexuality, I'm talking about niggas worrying about who fucking other bitches and it's social currency. You have what? You have human capital. You have social capital. Just shout out to Mike V because he said either Mike V or Nameless said this. You have human capital, social capital, may have been spirit. Here, human capital, social capital, and financial capital. And the problem with black men is black men value social capital above everything else. And that's really what they're calling manhood. And because black men have been kind of made it a lot harder to deal with it. Part of it is self-inflicted, but part of it is definitely white supremacy. As far as the economy, black men try to create their own, it's almost like prison logic, where they try to create their own, things within a thing and try to create their own rules that only operate amongst each other and then think you can take that very same shit and apply it to the real world. It's literally like being in the Matrix, what Neo can do in the Matrix versus what Neo can do in real life. And then you apply it to low vibrational shit, aka just fucking and dropping kids. And then you have the culture that we have. And then people don't understand what's wrong with that. So what happens is dudes like to talk about this concept called manhood. Even though you're a part of a group that's at the fucking bottom. Performance. Period. No matter how you slice it or dice it. Just because you can fuck these niggas, Nameless said, it ain't nothing stopping these motherfuckers to make an outright law to make it so it's illegal for you to fuck anybody else with black women. Then what the fuck you gonna do? The only thing you really gonna do at the end of the day is bitch. If they actually made a law like that, yeah, it might be unconstitutional, but really what the fuck you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit. You gonna bitch. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. It doesn't matter about morals. It doesn't matter about values. None of that shit matters. At the end of the day, power is what matters. And sometimes power is in the form of money. But let's keep it real. If black men want to wholesale get violent, that's a battle we would lose. That's not a battle we will win. It's just a matter of how far is people willing to go. And I think because it's never come down to it like that, a lot of dudes get shit twisted where they think they give a lot more value to their quote unquote manhood than that shit is actually worth. It really is. And dudes like to try to submit that shit outside of things that generally are what's generally accepted to work when it comes to getting power. There is no fucking power without money. Even a fucking terrorist organization understands that. You can't violence your way past the money, not as an aggregate group. Not the way the world is organized right now. Because if it was that easy, then we would already did it. That's real fucking talk. And people will say, oh, well, you're being defeatist. I'm not being defeatist. I'm being realistic. Black people have this thing where they like to be suicidal on certain shit because they think they can hope their way through it. It's a magical, it's part of how men are magical way of thinking. So, but ultimately, yeah, what's up, raining woman? But ultimately, everybody wants to nuance it and try to make it more nuanced than what it is. But once you see the pattern, you know all of the exceptions to the rule. But the truth is, overall, there's exceptions to this rule. But just like how I don't allow women to use the some but not all bullshit, I'm not gonna allow black men to use some but not all. The reality of the situation is a lot of black men have a problem with economically competing. And see, the problem is because your women are fucking goofy and stupid as hell, they've basically encouraged that behavior amongst black men because they value being a queen of the landfill rather than to be a princess in an actual competitive community. That's their shit they have to swallow. Because that's why they encourage it. This is why they can susceptibly fuck with the same niggas they complain about. Janaea Moore is a perfect example of that. She hates black men, yet she can't stay away from black men. That's a dysfunctional person. And black men will use shit like that, aka plus I want to fuck, as a mechanism for saying, well, I'm valued because these women choose me. No, these women choose you because of their own sexual desires. They don't choose you. They choose what you reflect in your own sexual desires. And you all get it fucking twisted and think it means you allow yourself to be deluded because you're having a sexual need met, that means something as far as this is why the same chicks that are Becky's when they're younger turn into Karens later, because it was never about you. It was about who they were in their life at that time. But you all allow that to gas ass your ass up to believe that you're a better man, to the point where you all are out here really thinking it don't matter if I got the same kind of money a white man has. I'm fucking his bitch, and therefore I am just as good, even though as a group, your ass in every other metric is fucked up. Outside of the metrics that quite frankly, you're allowed to play sports. The only reason why you're allowed to play sports is because they can make money off of you doing it. And it also serves a further example as to be kind of like a send-off mission for other dudes that really otherwise should be competing in other arenas or areas of activity, but they want to be a basketball player. So it allows a lot of people to focus on things that ultimately is not going to pan out. It's better you trying to be a basketball player or a football player than you trying to actually start a business or you actually have a career. Same thing with entertainment and rapping. This is why you all are allowed to basically do it. And see, black men never think about that. Black men never think, they actually think, well, because I can run higher and jump, I can run faster and jump higher. They don't have to let you in their economy. And you all should see that on an individual level, that shit doesn't mean shit. That shit doesn't mean shit. This is why, when it comes to, football coach vacancies or basketball coach vacancies, when you look at baseball, which is athletic, but is a little bit more skilled in its athleticism, you don't see a lot of black men in there like that anymore, especially if you don't count the Afro-Latinos. Black men, I believe, are 80 hours black men are like 6% of the population in baseball. You see, these are things black men don't think about because now you start to pull black men into the arena of feeling uncomfortable about themselves And then at that point, they start to react and they start to respond a lot like black women in the same ways, where they start to respond negatively, very violently. And at the end of the day, you have to have a certain awareness and acceptance of this in order to you have to have a certain awareness and acceptance of this in order to kind of move forward. Otherwise, you're doing the same thing females do, which is you get locked. You get locked in into these like these Chinese finger traps. Game is a Chinese finger trap if you don't know how to deal with it. If you don't have the proper psychology and proper perspective of it, you start to see game everywhere. And you start to have this mentality. You start to live in this own like prison world of your own making, to the point where other dudes can actually psychologically manipulate you. This is why a lot of dudes don't understand why would white men let us fuck our women, because it's easier to do that and keep you under control, to neutralize you. Sure, certain dudes feel a certain type of way about it, but at the end of the day, there's an overall net advantage to allowing you to do that. But see, black men don't think about this. Exactly, Keith Wisdom. That's true, Omega. And so when I hear dudes the way they talk, it's complete bullshit. Hold on. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate the super chat. Latrell Pollard, Edward, let these clowns be clowns. Yeah, man, you give me money, man. And then what up? Yeah, so I'm gonna jump back on here in a minute. Brain power. I'm gonna jump in here in a minute. Well, let me give it like 5 more minutes, but I'm about to jump off. But no, man, I just wanted to put that out there, man, because this shit shouldn't be as big of a conversation as it is. Like, niggas get so upset and so mad about what one motherfucker is saying. If you don't agree, don't agree. It's one thing to say some shit and put it out there, and then at that point, leave it alone, unless it's something new that needs to be there. But with y'all, it's not about y'all disagreeing. A lot of folks want Kevin to go away. A lot of folks want to tear him down. And then when you think about, like I said, like Nicole and all these other, oh, he gay, he this, he that. I mean, nigga, like you got to take yourself out of the bullshit and be like, wow, I'm seeing a lot of folks, they really feel some type of way about this shit. And the funny thing is, it's like different reasons, but it still comes back to the same thing. It's like, oh, well, I see him as a competition, or I don't like what he's saying. And people would say, oh, well, it's how he presents. Well, you know what? That's the same story for everybody. And we have a wide variety of people. Like I said it on Roger shit. I said, you got Dennis Sperling, you got Glennon. Some blacks been around for a minute. You've got Tariq Nasheed. No matter who is saying what, y'all got something to say about it. Have y'all noticed that? You can say what you want to with the dude that created the fun. Lord, I have some things to say. You can say what y'all say to Umar. But y'all notice no matter how, when it's black women, people are not necessarily as quick to say shit. But or they'll live and let live. But when it's black men, oh no, you gotta take a piece of flesh off of it. And all that other bullshit, that's an excuse. The value shit's an excuse. The presentation's an excuse. And this is one of the big things that I was trying to tell Green Gorilla. You can look at that shit in real time and see why we don't go nowhere. You can look at that shit in real time and see why shit don't happen. And this is why a lot of dudes that can do something say, you know what, I'm doing me. Fuck y'all. I'll throw something over there if it's something that strikes me, but outside of that, I don't want to hear it. Yes, she did. She tried to allude to it. Exactly, Ari. And this is one of the reasons why I don't bring a lot of what I do into the manosphere either. Because if I do that, it's too many hating ass niggas. And once I open that box, I can't put that box back. Because once I open that box, that opens up like me for real. And stuff that I'm not going to be going back and forth with you niggas on. I am not going to be like spilling that into my real world, and then now I gotta deal with motherfuckers that want to try to fuck with me and fuck with my money. Because I'm not even gonna open those doors that can lead to other doors that can lead. I'm not doing that. That's why I've always held back on that. That's why, I don't give a fuck about people talking about what they think I do or think I don't do or how bitches. I don't care, because I'd rather keep the shit private and open that bitch up to a lot of. I'm talking about my audience, but you know who the fuck I'm talking about. You just see motherfuckers that listen to me that when they get me on the phone, they want to ask me all this personal shit because they just gotta be right. You done seen it's been gone all the way to BGS's own grandson being exposed. Motherfucker ain't even on internet. I don't mean call motherfucker, but he ain't even on the internet like that. That's crazy. That's insane. We're not even going to talk about what happened with like Game Changer and what they tried to do to them. People don't understand how actually insane that is. That is insane. That is not normal. His channel has multiple points. His channel is a fashion channel, it's a sales channel, and really what everybody's talking about is a show. Everybody's talking about is a show, a live show that Kevin's been doing. But that's not even representative of what his channel is really about, honestly. Kevin's channel is a fashion channel first, a sales channel second. It's really that simple. And a lot of motherfuckers are talking about Kevin, they really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's real as funny. But anyway, I gotta bounce.